Okay, first we want to solve this inequality with absolute values, and that is a less than sign, so we have to separate this into 2x plus 1 is less than 5, and 2x plus 1 is greater than negative 5. And you solve those two independently and you get 2x is less than 4, and which gives you x is less than 2. And solving the right one, 2x plus 1 is greater than negative 5. You get 2x is greater than negative 6, which gives you x is greater than negative 3. Putting this on a number line, you have something going on at negative 3 and something going on at 2. And it says you are greater than but not equal to, so open circle, and less than or equal to 2, so that, and you have an and statement, so it wants to know where do they intersect, and that's what that looks like. Interval notation, you use brackets or parentheses. Since we are not equal to either one of those, you have open brackets or parentheses from negative 3 to 2, end parenthesis. First of all, the equation of a circle in general form looks like this. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So we are given the endpoints of a diameter. So in order to find HK, which is the center of the circle, we need to do the midpoint of that diameter. So to do the midpoint is just taking the average. So we are going to do the average of the x coordinates, which is 3, and the average of the y coordinates, which is 2. So now you've just found h and k. So far we have x minus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared. Now we just have to find the radius. To find the radius, that would be the point in the middle of the circle. So you have two choices. You can either find the distance between your center that you found at 3, 2 and one of the endpoints on the diameter, or you just take the distance formula between those two endpoints and take half of that to find the length of the radius. So I am going to just take the center, which is, so the distance formula is the square root, and you guys have all had this, of the difference in the x's, which is 2 minus 3, which is negative 1, and I'm going to square that. And then you're going to add the difference in the y coordinates. Now remember, I'm using one of the endpoints and the center. So that would be 5 minus a negative 1, which is 6, and you're going to square that, which gives you, oops, made a mistake. I did 5 minus the negative 1 when I should have done 5 minus 2, because we were using the center. So this would be 3 squared, which gives me the square root of 10. Now don't divide that by 2 because you just found the radius. So we take that root 10, put it over there and square it, which gives me a 10, and that would be the equation for the circle with those diameter endpoints. Okay, this problem requires you to write the equation of a circle in standard form, and you know what that is, and sketch its graph. We are not going to sketch the graph because you guys all know how to do that. Okay, but this one, notice the leading coefficients on the squared terms. So we first, if we're going to get this in standard form, we need to first gather all the x squared terms together and all the y squared y terms together. And since we're in standard form, this 3, the constant, would move over. So now with that leading coefficient, those leading coefficients right there, those cannot be there when you are getting in standard form, because remember you need the quantity x minus h and x minus k squared. So there's no coefficient on that x or y term. So we need to factor that out. You guys have all seen this. We are completing the square. And then there's going to be a blank there because this blank will complete the square so we can get in that standard form. Plus 2 times the quantity y squared minus y plus our constant will equal 3. Now notice whatever I did to one side, I'm going to do to the other side, and it's 2 times that blank plus 2 times the other blank. So here we go. Complete the square. Take half of the middle term, which is negative a half, square it, and you get 1/4. Same thing over here. Take half of that middle term, which is negative a half, square it, and you get 1/4. So you went 2 times 1/4 over here. Whatever you put in those blanks goes over here. And now we can factor that. So it's 2 times the quantity x minus a half, quantity squared, plus 2 times the quantity y minus a half, quantity squared, equals a half plus a half is 1 plus 3 is 4. So now we have, and then to be in standard form, these 2's that I am dotting cannot be there, so we're going to divide those out, which leaves you with your final answer of x minus 0.5, quantity squared, plus y minus 0.5, quantity squared, equals 2. And you have just finished that problem.